What's up, y'all? This Creator We Shoot Films. Welcome back. Today I'm gonna do a little tutorial. So, it ain't really nothing crazy difficult. It's involving green screen and a little bit of Photoshop to create a 3D room out of a 2D picture. Now, it's not nothing new. This has been around for a while, but some people might not know it. So I figured, why not do a tutorial about it, and then how to grab a person in green screen and put them inside of the room and make him feel more a part of the room, so you can able to pan in and out and side to side. So let's do it. So you're gonna need After Effects, you're gonna need Photoshop. So we start in Photoshop. You kind of want a picture sort of like this that you can create blocks. You don't want nothing too crazy, but I usually go for these type of rooms that I can create. They're pretty evened out. But anyway, you put your picture in here, you go to Filter, Vanishing Point. And in Vanishing Point, up here, it should probably already be picked, but it's the plane tool. I'm gonna bring down here, you can make it more zoom in or zoom out, whatever. I'm gonna just zoom out a little bit. So, start your point at the edges here. You want to hit these edges. You want to stick to the edge. You're creating that plane. See? And you see this blue grid. If the blue grid turns like that, it's bad. When it's there, it's supposed to be good, but even though it says there, see, you want to put it in the crevices. See the little space right there? You want it in there. Then you bring it back. Bring this one forward. All right, bring it to the back. And just kind of make sure this is where it's supposed to be. And then you, on my computer, on PC, you hit Control, and you can grab this one here and go up. You can let go of the control once you do that. You're gonna see how you're going straight up that wall, and you're gonna hit that corner. Then I like to come over here, hit Control again, and go up this wall, hit that corner. Hit this one again, go hit the ceiling up. Make sure you push it back to it's covering everything. Down here, hit Control again, and complete the back. And just kind of make sure they're all intersecting, that you don't got any parts that aren't intersecting. All right, it's as easy as that. That's all it is. And then you go to over here, right here, upper left, and you export for After Effects VPE and save it. I already saved it, so I don't need to, but save it where you're gonna have it. Boom, save it. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Get out of here. I don't need this anymore. I'm gonna close it down. Then we're gonna open up After Effects. Now this is where you wanna grab your green screen footage. Now I'm assuming you know how to green screen. I'm not gonna go in great detail, but we'll cover a little bit of it real quick. All right. No, I don't wanna open no project up. All right, I got my green screen right here. So in projects here, this is effects and projects. I got one here that I'm gonna do. This is something I'm actually already in process of doing. I'll show you the end result later. So take this and stick it right here, create a new composition. And then we go into Effect, Key Light. Grab the Doppler, hit the green, screen matte, the screen pre-blur, you could put it to 1, 2, or whatever, it doesn't matter, I don't know. All right, now clip black right here. You want to get as much of that black all out as much possible. All right, and then white, you want to have them be as white as possible. You don't want to see any of these things going on here. And you try to push it to as much as you can. Now, Sometimes you're still gonna have some of this. Sometimes you can mess with the screen balance or the screen gain, and sometimes that helps a little bit. It all depends on your footage and what you're doing. Also, what helps is the screen spot black. So if you hit that up, it'll kind of clean up any other black edges that are in the way. All right, and then you kind of want to go through your footage a little bit, make sure everything's cool. I told them, because if it's being in a small space like we were, to be a little bit, their hands, to keep them kind of close, to not be too expressive on this scene. So then you go from there, you go to intermittent result, put this to hard, and let's, right here, pen tool, we're gonna mask out what we don't want. See all this bad stuff here? We're gonna mask all that out. All right, we don't need none of that, and then it's gonna disappear. The magic of After Effects. All right. Now I tend to, over here it says screen softness. I tend to bring this up a little bit, just to kind of blur the edge a little bit on them. All right. And if you look, he kind of got like a green spill on him. You might not be able to tell right now, but he does. So what I like to do is go into advanced spill suppressor. And if you look at it, this is off. See the green? On. Off. On. And it took off that green spill. And I also like to add some curves, just to bring them back to life a little bit, because I shoot flat. So all right, that's fine. I'm going crazy. All right, so we got that, yo. So all right, now we want to import what we did in Photoshop. So we go to File, Import, Vanishing Point. Import it in, and all you want to do is just click it. So just click it, it'll create its own composition. Now Vanishing Point, for some reason, always comes in quirky. The stuff is all over the place, as you see. So right here, you see it says Parent. Get the transform, and you want to straighten this out. All right, right here. And then bring it down. As you hit shift, things go a little faster in Photos and After Effects. When you hit shift, let's straighten it out a little bit more. As you get accustomed to these tools, you just kind of remember them. So there you go. So there you go. Where we at here? Trying to bring it up. After Effects also is a terrible program. It lags a lot. I mean, it's a great program, but it lags a lot. It likes to render itself out. So I got it on full. If you want, you can put it on half, a third, a quarter. It all depends on your computer. I'm gonna put it on half. So it tries to do it a little bit faster. And over here on the right side, if you're not there, hit preview. Make sure this is caught if catching, play catched frames. Check both of these. And sometimes I like to skip too. It tends to skip stuff. It tends to skip so you can get playback a little faster. Like I said, it all depends on your equipment, on your computer. Anyway, so we got this, see? And it created a camera for us. So now we can go here and we can go in and out the room. We just created a 3D room out of a 2D picture. You know what I mean? You can go side to side, up and down. You can do a lot with this, tell you the truth. There's a lot to do with this. All right, so we got that. But I do want to put it in a smaller composition. This is right now 3840. We're gonna bring it to 1920. I'm gonna go 800. I like that look. You don't have to do that. I'm doing it, but 1920 by 800. I like to give it that cinematic box look already. And then we're gonna go to the camera, and you want to set it to probably a 35 millimeter. There you go. It all depends on what you're trying to achieve. And then I'm gonna bring it closer again, so you don't want to see them white on the side. So there you go. We right there, looking good. So of course, we want to add in our character, our subject, our green screen. So don't grab this one. You grab this one, the one you made a composite for already. You already did them up. So bring that and bring them down. You right click, you can rename it. Just the homie fonts. If you double click on it, it'll let you go into it in order for you to change anything, if you have to change anything. All right, so we brought him in. All right, we brought him in. He's gonna come in like this. Now, first thing I wanna do is grab the pan behind tool and just put this around where you think his feet is. I'm being lazy. We probably could just simply go up like this. No, I was pretty right. There you go, it's around his feet. Now you're doing that so that when you scale him, he scales at his feet. That's why you're doing that, all right? That's the only reason. All right, so, and then obviously we want him to be in 3D. So right here, that's your 3D, click it, and he disappeared. Again, a headache of After Effects. When you bring in stuff for Vanishing Point, it takes stuff and just throws it all over the place. Don't ask me why, it just does it. So we need to grab this, and you want the Z plane, all right? Press Shift, and that'll help you get it closer to you faster, even though it feels so annoying. Come on. There it goes. Come on. There you go. All right, so there he goes. All right, and bring him down. Bring him back a little bit. All right, so you got your subject in there. He's green screened out. And now you place them where you need to place them. And you grab your camera right here. You don't want to be down here. It'll go down there, okay? Go in the middle if you're trying to go in and out in the middle. And you'll see he is sticking to the floor. Now, of course, we can take him and make him go more back in Z space. If you want to go further in, have more travel through the, which is cool. But you see, he's a part of he's a part of the scene now. Period. Tap that. We can go side to side. You don't want to go too crazy, but you can do a little bit, So he's official. You know what I mean? There you go. And you can do more stuff. You can start adding things. You can start adding things to the scene. You can add fog. You can add a bunch of stuff, dust particles. I added, which I'll show you real quick, some of these right here. I added some caution again. Now see, I hit the 3D button and it just disappeared. It just went away. So what do you do? If that happens to you, this is what you will do. Grab on fonts, grab on your green screen, hit P for position, all right? Highlight it, Control copy, Control C, then highlight the asset you're trying to bring in, hit P, highlight it, and paste. And then at least it'll show up in that place. You don't have to keep it there, but it'll show up. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna bring it more further back. See how it's in 3D space. You can put that in back of them. You can put it in front of them. I'm gonna bring it in front of them. and I'm gonna spread it out. All right. Obviously now, see, if you grab your camera tools and you pan in, you're gonna fly through that, which is gonna be kind of cool. See, we don't see that. You don't want to show people that. You starting there, so you going in and out, all of that. It looked dope. Even if you were to do this just for a graphic, it looked dope. And of course, you don't want to keep that like that. You know, you would put let's say a blur on it. Let's go with usually I use a Gaussian blur, but let's go with fast blur right now. We would want to blur it out, you know, so it looks, you know, right. Or what you also can do is, let me take that out. In your camera, your actual camera here, you double click on the camera here and this will pop up. You see it here, it says enable depth of field. If we enable that and we raise the aperture, you see how things are blurry now? You know what I mean? Now there's a way to do it. There's a way to just manually control your focus so where you can control where you focus at. What I like to do is my version of what I call autofocus is I'll keep it there, right? And then I'll grab the camera layer and I'll grab Fonz layer. If you see over here on your left, you grab them both. Right click, camera, link focus distance to layer. And so when you click on that, Fonz will always be in focus no matter what you do. So I click on that, now he's in focus. Now you see this automatically is blurred out. You ain't got to worry about it. It's going to treat it like an actual camera. So it's going to go in. He'll always be in focus. It doesn't matter. And you can control how much blur there's left. You can lower the blur so that it's not so extreme, you know. So when you go in and out, you good. You know, either way it goes. It's up to you what you do. You know what I'm saying? So you have control over all of that. Me, you know, I like it at about, you know, it all depends. You know, I like to do a variety of both. Sometimes I'll do, you know, where I control it all. Because sometimes I don't want it to look like this, you know. So, again, it's all based off you. And you have your f-stop here. You know, it's a lot of things that you could do. And it's pretty cool. I ain't gonna front. So look at that, you know. That looks good. So that's that, you know, you got the camera, there's a lot to work. That's a whole other thing dealing with depth of field. But if you want fast autofocus, just do that, what I just said, and you'll have fast autofocus. So this is basically it. This is the scene. You put somebody in the scene and now they're in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of cool. And like I said, you could put anything you want behind them. You know, you could put fog assets. Let me show you the actual final product. The actual final product is this. Let me show it to you. Here's is this it? Yep, here it goes right here. This is the final product. So you see I've added dust particles. I've added fog. It just, you know, I color corrected it. You know, make sure things, you see the shadow on his feet. Let me show you how to do the shadow just real quick. But this is the final result of doing that. And, you know, I think it looks great. If you want to do a shadow, you just take your layer and duplicate it. And then grab right here and bring it. Oh, I'm sorry. I had the wrong thing. Duplicate your layer and then flip them forward. Simple as that. Stretch them out a little bit maybe if you want to. Either way. And then on that layer, look for the effect called tint. and just make them both black. Or if you want to, you can even sample whatever shadow is out here and create that shadow, so it has the same kind of vibe maybe, or a mixture of it. All good either way. And then also create a blur. Grab a Gaussian blur and blur it out some. You like I said, you can make it darker, you can make it lighter. It's all up to you. I tend to like them a little darker, but I would go based off the scene. But that's how you would create a shadow. That's the easy way. There's plugins that create shadows too, but I personally think these work best when you do it like this. It just does to me. But there's so many ways. And so that's what it is. That's turning a 2D picture into a 3D room, taking somebody and placing them inside of there where they can interact with the room. You can add 3D models if you wanted to. Like I said, there's so much stuff you could do to it. It's really up to your imagination. Hopefully you learned a little something. If not, if you got some questions, please leave them in the comments below. Appreciate you coming to check me out. Subscribe, hit that bell on the side so you get notified on time. And like I always say, y'all, it is what it is. I'm out.